Today on the Roadhouse, I have a stepson that is crazy about the Titanic. He even made one that out of a model that actually sinks in accordance to how the real Titanic sank. So let's watch this and watch. It's pretty amazing. This is Zulu here, and he has made himself a Titanic. All right, Zach, why did you want to build a Titanic that would sink almost like the real one?
Because I like Titanic sinkings, and I've been a fan of it for I don't know how many years. And also, I watched videos on YouTube, and I saw their Titanic sink. And then I was like, I want to be a part of it, and then I want to make it sink, and then eventually I turned out to do it. Push. Okay, that should be enough. Yep.
Zach, explain what's happening to the front right now.
The front is going down, and eventually, well, the 9-degree list I guess already happened. Also, the Titanic isn't finished. Leave me alone. Anyway, basically how the real Titanic did sink. The bow went down, and then eventually the forecastle went under, and the anchor crane went under, and then eventually it got to boat deck, and that's when it really plunged. And then right now, you see the forecastle, the forecastle deck is almost touching, and then the forward well deck is going under. Yeah, stop, please. There's timber. Anyway, right here is going to start to go down pretty quick, but not yet. It's starting to dip its toes. Its toesies in the water. Where hold on, let me do that real quick. Then the bow's under, it's starting to go to B deck, and then now B deck is consumed, it's starting to go to A deck, but not yet. And the A deck, right now it's listing and it's kind of touching A deck on the port side, but not on the starboard. But now A deck starting to dip its toes, and soon boat deck will befall it, and then it will sink super fast, and then it will die. Well, not really. A deck starting, well, not A deck, boat deck is going down. Now on the starboard, the A deck is starting to go.
Back end starting to lift out of the water.
Shot. And Bushi.
All right, Zulu, tell me how you made this Titanic sink like the real one. What have you done so far? I know you're not finished with it. Tell me where you are at in this Titanic build.
Well, I'm about in the middle stage. I have all the compartments laid out.
And those are called, what are these called?
Those
Ballast?
are called bulkheads. Well,
bulkheads.
This is called ballast right here.
Okay.
The reason why I added it is because it would be floating right out of the water like a little dodo plane. Now, like if you see my hand, like it would be floating out like that much. Now it sinks down to like here, so the Titanic like actually floats at a reasonable rate. And also the ballast, I put more in the front because I wanted the front to weigh down a little bit. Because I don't even know, but I want it to like favor the front so it lifts more.
What did you use for the weights? What did you use as the ballast?
I used fishing ballast.
So fishing lure weights then, right?
Yeah, fishing lure
All right, let me
weights.
take a look at it. There you go. And you just glued them in the bottom to where it would float like a normal boat would. And it also sinks like the Titanic would sink.
The Titanic actually sank exactly like this, if you see my hand. I can't really see my hand, so, like, if this is a bad representation, leave me alone. So basically, the bow went down, and then once it got to here, it started to list. Well, actually, once it got to there, it doesn't, I don't think it has a door on this model, but the door, the guys kind of opened it to see where the water was at, and then they forgot to close it, so the 90-degree lift began to run, and then once it got to the boat deck, the Titanic was plunging into the water. Officer Murdoch on the top deck was a couple of vents, and he got stuck in one of those, but whatever he was worshipping, or whatever he was worshipping, saved him, and then eventually the Titanic got to this angle, snapped. I'm going to add the snapping mechanism, but give me time. And then it goes vertical, and flip.
Okay, Zulu, what is the next project on your Titanic?
Well, the lights inside. If you really wanted to build this, you could add some lights to make it, like kind of add the lights to make it illuminate the ship. Get one with drilled out portholes. You see these are drilled out? I don't know if you can see them on camera, but they are. But anyway, get some lights. If you have a model that doesn't have drilled out portholes, you're going to have to drill them out. Sorry. But anyway.
So what are you going to use for the lights?
I'm going to use these really cool lights that you can actually make flicker, flash.
So they're
like blink off and blink on.
So they're like a battery operated LED lighting?
That you have to make them waterproof. You have to. Otherwise the lights will
not last.
Right. Yes. And so make them waterproof.
Okay.
Should I add a link to them? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to string them inside the ship. And they have to be relatively small so they can actually fit. I'm going to glue them down. And then the ship will be illuminated. And once it gets to a dramatic enough angle, I can actually make the lights flicker. Or I can make them flicker whenever you want. You can change the colors. You can, like, once the ship breaks in half, you can make them flicker and go off. Kind of like I'm thinking my eyes. I don't know if you can see that, but like the lights I got were, what is it, like $26? I think my mom told me. I've been saving up for this for a long time, so you're going to need a little bit of money to do this. I got really lucky for my birthday. I got $110, just enough to actually build this, and so far I'm happy with it.
Okay, so you have a lot more to do on this. You're just right now you're in the testing phases of sinking the ship. So you did a really good job so far, amazing job so far on actually being able to sink the ship. So what's the next thing you're going to do as far as making the Titanic look more realistic?
Well, I'm going to add all the kit work. If you want, I can actually show you the box. It's inside, but it has all the kit work, has all the masts, propellers. Well, actually, I got the propellers on. In case you noticed, this one's very clean because I cleaned it. But now I regret it because this propeller looks more worn and actually like the propeller on the Titanic. But anyway, I'm going to add all the kit work on. It's going to take me a few months. But anyway, after I get that done, everything will be complete. So, yeah. Oh, also, I may get an iceberg just for it to it. Oh, also, one more thing. You don't have this hole, your model's not going to sink.
So Zulu, what did you use for the bulkheads?
Well, I actually used a little scrap plastic. You should make it flimsy because you want to be able to cut it with the scissors. And then I later sealed it with waterproof sealing caulk and glued it with super glue. And
how well do they work?
Oh, well, they do have a little bit of leaks, but since I'm a kid, I think I did very good. But
as you can see by the sinking of the ship.
Yes. Yes.
What scale did you get?
Well, I actually got a 1/400. You can use any scale you want.
You can use 1,000 scale, which is like teeny tiny. It's about as big as only the bow of the ship, actually maybe smaller. You can use 1,700, 1,600, 1,570, 1,400, 1,350. There's even a 1,200, and if you're really, really dang lucky, you can find a 1,100 scale, but that is just too big for your bathtub. That is too big for your hot tub. You won't be able to fit it in many places, so either need a pool, a lake, or whatever to sink it in. But I got a 1,400 that's perfect for a bathtub. Yeah, it does touch the ground, but I'm going to make it split in half, so it won't really do that. Then it'll go vertical, and then it'll sink.
So that's, when are you planning on cutting it in half?
Well, when all the kit work's done, because I want to know exactly where to cut it. I'm actually going to cut it right directly aft. Wait, is it aft? I don't know. But directly before the aft expansion joint. And that's actually the back expansion joint. But anyway.
Thank you, Zulu, for helping me with this video today. And as always, thank you to Speedy's Industrial Coatings for taking care of all my powder coating needs on my Jeeps and everything I got. Stay tuned for more videos for the Titanic as well. And as always, if you ride her hard, don't put her away wet. Titanic, it only ran once and it was put away wet. Still's wet. The Roadhouse is sponsored by Speedy's Industrial Coatings in Ozark, Missouri. If you need anything powder coated, let us know. Titanic, it only ran once and it was put away wet. Still's wet.